That said, welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall, where we're currently working on trying to, actually watch DVDs to try and piece together clues about what might be going on. Best we can discern right now is the dragon Firewing might not actually be dead, and that might be at the core of this whole thing. Beyond that, I don't have the slightest clue what they're trying to indicate with some of this stuff, other than Firewing bad, and that our client was the brother of the guy who infamously slayed Firewing, and then went after thinking that the dragon was still alive. So the DVD player ramps up with speed, filling the air with a whirring sound. Green Winters of image appears on the screen. The timestamp for this video is 2054-10-31. Well, that was a bust. A little progress on Firewing. Shakes his head. I don't know, it's weird. The information is there, it's just wrong. Somehow it's too well laid out, too simple. Real life is messy, and this just feels a little too neat. Oh, that's the thinking of a conspiracy theorist. That's not the only thing that's nagging me. I'm getting the tingly feeling all up and down the back of my neck again. Feels like I'm being tracked. I'm no Matrix hotshot like Clockwork or Schaefer, but I'm good enough to know when someone's on my scent. I gotta install some new security measures. Can't be too careful. Wait, he's from... I don't know if this is just by reputation, or does he actually know Clockwork and Schaefer? If so, we should go back and check the Shadowlands boards after this on Monica's computer and see if we can find any record of who maybe Green Winters was on there. Well, that was a short one. The display goes blank for a moment, then the face of Green Winters winks onto the screen. He is seated at a computer. Off to his left, an enormous monitor fills the screen. His voice carries an edge of panic. The timestamp on the video reads 2054-11-9. Whoa! It was like 2 weeks since his last recording, and man, did he go downhill. Christ. I'm getting too close to something. There's a trail of bodies. And there have been disappearances. Gearbox, Marcian, Peregrine, they've all disappeared in the last few years. Gearbox just went AWOL yesterday, and they're all making all sorts of different inquiries about the Firewing that I've been. Oh shoot, Peregrine! Actually, there's a whole thing. I know, actually, it's 2054. I think I know where Peregrine actually is, and it's completely unrelated to all of this, and it's just a Shadowrun lore thing. There was an ongoing meta plot in the Shadowrun games, the tabletop RPG, about the Renraku arcology that was hijacked and taken over by an artificial intelligence. Like a true AI with like sentience and everything. And Peregrine is the one who broke the story on Shadowland about that, and it's because they got trapped inside the arcology for a good number of years before they got pulled out and joined the kind of fight to kind of keep the whole thing out. So I think that's actually, interestingly enough, I believe that's actually a reference here, like where Peregrine disappeared to, is actually, I believe they're trapped in the arcology right now. I don't know about Gearbox and Marcian. I don't know those names as well, but I do recognize Peregrine's name. There are ghost stories spreading around the Decker community. Stories about Deckers disappearing and then showing up again later, but wrong somehow. Scary stuff. I'm starting to think it's true. Blitz leans in to whisper to you. I know the stories he's thinking of, Chief. Never really put much stock in them. Till now. Are we talking about the otaku? Okay, some explanation for the non-Shadowrun people watching. The otaku were the children of the net, essentially. They awakened to use computers in the online world like one awakens to use magic. They didn't need software or decks or anything. They just kind of knew how to manipulate the digital world on their own without using any sort of interface or anything. At this point, like when Shadowrun 2nd edition took place, which I think is 2052, so this would be just about 2 years after 2nd edition, the otaku were widely regarded as a myth. They were like a ghost story on the Matrix. It wasn't until 3rd edition that they actually like really kind of came to the forefront as an actual thing going on in the world. And that 3rd edition, I think, takes place in 2060? So, a couple years after this one. Could these rumors be related to something happening here? Or am I just being paranoid? He pauses for the moment, seriously considering the question, then shakes his head and slams his fist on the table. No, I don't think so. Something big is happening here, and I'm in the middle of it. Iger cuts in. That's a bit of a leap. One other thing. Tolstoy told me a story about a kill team that might be related to all of this. Apparently a Decker named Hellbore posted a theory about fire schwang to the Shadowland BBS about 5 years ago, and about an hour later a mil-spec team showed up in the meat space and cooked their entire apartment with her in it. If what Tolstoy told me was true, Hellbore live posted the event. She described her killer, the great big orc with skin grafts. That's when the whole thread disappeared, gone without a trace. Leap, Iger love? Sounds like he's on the right track to me. Iger holds her silence but concedes the point with a small nod. On the screen, Winters pauses. He looks like he's working up to something. Finally, he speaks. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This has got to be Fire Schwang. All of it. Adrian might have been right about her. She's still alive. And she's out of the SOX. She's covered her tracks, working through the shadows, preparing to rise again. And that means I have to find you, Adrian. For everyone's sake. Thankfully, I've got a lead. For the first time in 2 decades, I've got a solid goddamn lead. I've backtraced all the Matrix nodes to the Hellebore I was looking for, back before she got cooked. Whoever's been purging the Matrix didn't think about that. And I found what she turned up. Winters stabs a few keys on his keyboard and an image expands to fill the screen on his monitor. A satellite photo of a rural landscape, annotated with GPS data. A set of map coordinates. So now I've got a target, a place to start digging. The Harfield Manor, conveniently located on an isolated stretch of the countryside, miles away from prying eyes. Matrix records indicate some sort of data vault exists beneath the estate, so that's what I need to get into. And this is where we came in. As if on cue, a familiar image winks to the monitored Winter's left, Monica. I think I'm going to tap Schaefer for this job. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running. Monica was... Oh, I didn't put that together. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running out there. She's gullible enough to take the job in the first place. Oh, gullible enough to take the job. I'll feed her some line about flux state security, and she'll eat it up with a spoon. I officially don't like this man. I've warned her. Amsel's voice is choked with rage. I warned her. On the display, Winter's mouth parts into a broad grin. Time to put the plan into motion. This time tomorrow. I should have the information that I need, and now on an off chance that Schaefer gets taken out, well, that'll tell me something too. Can't make an omelet and all that. Until then. The display goes black. A few seconds later, the main menu returns. Yeah, this guy's... I just hate it when the client just sets you out to fail. When you play the 6th track, a small video window appears. You recognize the scene in the window. You're looking at the tattered drapes and nicotine-stained wallpaper of Winter's hotel room in Das Kessel House. The timestamp on the video reads 2054-11-10. There's a blur of motion as the haggard form of Green Winters lumbers into the frame. Suspicions confirmed. Schaefer dead. Christ. Winters reaches for a shaking hand off camera. A moment later, it returns, clutching a cheap plastic drinking glass. He gulps something down, wipes his mouth. The back of his hand takes a deep breath. Okay. Back up, slow down. Start from the beginning. Winters closes his eyes and makes a visible effort to calm himself. When he speaks again, his voice is steady. Got a call from my contact in the cruise bazaar. Schaefer killed on the estate run. Matrix security at the estate cooked her brain. Considering Schaefer's skill and experience, on-site ice must have been extreme, even by Berlin standards. Security of that kind costs money. Real money. Not monopoly money. Given the evidence uncovered so far, corporate involvement unlikely. The connection to Firewing is too strong. So let's come out and say it. The dragon is what we're dealing with here. And Smart Money says she's coming for me next. Well, I won't go down without a fight. I've still got my contacts, still got my connections, and the flux state can be a hell of a weapon for the man who knows how to manipulate it. Winters takes another long pull from his glass, grimaces and swallows. Time for me to make my play. Ghost stories or no. Missing Deckers or no. I've got to jack into the Matrix and start pulling strings. The countermeasures that I installed earlier should be more than enough for me to keep me safe for the 20 minutes I'll be in there. Winters drains the rest of his glass and tosses it back over his shoulder. A moment later, you hear the dull clattering sound of hard plastic on linoleum. Schaefer's death. Tragic. She was a staunch supporter of the F-state, but still, all things considered. Winters finishes something off screen. A moment later, his hand reappears clutching a data jack cable. Better her than me. He plugs into the cable to his head, and the screen cuts to static. Eject the DVD. As your finger nears the eject button, a black screen cuts over and over the static. A moment later, Green Winter's haggard face appears. If you're watching this, then I guess they caught up with me. They'll be after you too now. Blitz whispers into your ear again, more harshly this time. The hell is this? Why didn't you warn me about this before I came here? Hey everybody, Blitz is scared. We didn't know. None of these things were connected before we watched this. It was... Not exactly. I didn't come here to get hunted by a dragon. I'm not even part of this. You are now, whether you like it or not. So quiet down and stop bothering him. Whoever you are, whatever you think you're after, you need to find Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Not because he's my brother, because if Fire Shrine is rising again, he's the only one who can stop her. We've seen what happens to people who get too close to this. I'm dead. And dozens of others have died too. You'll be next unless you find Adrian. The DVD cuts back to static, the message is over, and the DVD tray slides out of the reader. Well, huh. That, huh. No one has anything to say except for Paul. The DVD goes quiet. Everyone struggles to process what you've just seen on the DVD. Finally, Dietrich breaks the silence. A dragon. Son of a bitch. Green Winter set us up against a dragon. It's a firewing. Amsel's voice is thick with dread. She lives? I'm really starting to regret the fact that I didn't stay at the hotel. You can leave if you want. Wait a second. We don't know for certain. Dietrich lays a hand on Iger's shoulders. Evidence seems pretty convincing to me, love. I'll even take a step further. I think that the secret facility that we stumbled into was her lair. The room falls silent. Iger and Gloria exchange glances. And after a moment, Dietrich continues. Just think about it. That Decker that Winters got the coordinates from was posting about Fire Shrine. And then all of a sudden she's killed by the same orcish bastard that attacked us after Monica died. That's a direct link between the dragon, the Scarred Orc, and the Harfield Manor. And then, Winters was killed by the same thing that killed Monica. Exactly. My gut tells me that the dragon is down here, Half-Lady Jack Z. Someplace far beneath the surface. I think we knocked on the door of a lair without even knowing it. And I think that, given what we've seen, the dragon will do whatever to keep us quiet about it. Okay, so going on the assumption there is a dragon, and that she will come after us, what do you propose we do about it? Anyone have any suggestions? I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to follow Winter's advice. We're going to find Vauclair. I say we keep things simple. We head back there, kick in the door, and kill the dragon. I don't think that's a good idea. I think the Vauclair one would probably be the best suggestion. Yes. Half-Lady Jack Z is right. Finding Dr. Vauclair should be our priority. If we're going up against a dragon, we need to find ourselves a dragon slayer. Winter spent 20 years searching for Vauclair, and it got him nowhere. How do you propose that we find him? With the help of an information broker. I'll go talk to Altug then. Was this? No. Well, Herr Burakgazi is very capable. A task of this magnitude is beyond him. We need to make contact with the premier information broker in Berlin. We need to talk to Alice. I suppose that sound is supposed to sound more profound than it came off. But I guess we'll go ask Alice. I think she'll know. Blitz scoffs at Amsel. Alice, best of luck. And I hope you're that you're rich. Amsel raises an eyebrow. For this, rich enough. Even if only just. Who is Alice? A most prominent figure in Berlin's shadow community. Oh jeez, how am I gonna... Let's try this, okay. Schockwellenreiter? Schockwellenreiter. She provides information retrieval services for the F-State. Amsel turns to his computer console behind him and runs a finger over the virtual keyboard. The machine begins to hum. If Winters was right, and Valkyria is still alive, she can help us find him. The console spits out a stick of black plastic. Amsel plucks it from the computer and hands it to you. Here. Your key to speak with Alice. A cred stick? An encoded cred stick. Yes. 10,000 new yen. Alice will not show her face for less. This represents the last of my personal savings, Half-Lady Jaxi. Make this meeting count. Where do I need to go? Take the U-Bahn to the Altstadt Spandau. There you will find a connecting tube that what the locals refer to as the rabbit hole. You'll find the method of contacting Alice there. Oh, so we are doing the Alice in Wonderland thing. Don't call it that in front of her, though. Word on the street is she hates it. Please hurry. While you're out, I will begin working on acquiring new contracts for the team. Alice is the best that there is at what she does. Her services carry a price tag to match. We gotta get some new jobs. Alright, is there anything going on in the Shadowland BBS? Where to find elves? Is there like any elf clubs or bars in the downtown area? I really want to meet one. They're just so beautiful. Maybe we could go dancing. Do elves like dancing? Tolstoy responds with, there's one on Torstreich. Bring a bouquet of roses. Elves love a romantic. The elf clubs I know of are only due to creepy groupies like, or members only due to creepy groupies like you. Not really appealing when a guy is only after them for the shape of their ears. Benno is a fraud. I broke my first rule. Always get full payment up front. Left me hanging for 50% of the cash after I completed the job. I'm sure he'll have changed his name by the time this posting goes up. Male elf, brown hair, gold eyes. Looks to be in his mid-30s. Careful who you work for out there. Thanks, ProShot. Never thought I'd see you admit to making a mistake on here. Thanks for the heads up. I'll keep my eyes open. We'll forward any info I come across to the guy you're looking for to collect from the guy. Maelstrom. Hey, Blitz! Sent you some surveillance footage. Is this your man? Sure is. Nice one. I'll split the take with you if this lead pans out. Good to know that there's somewhat honor amongst runners. Is that what Blitz was doing upstairs before? Yeah, I don't have any current jobs. Check new messages? No new messages. Oh yeah, I did find out that, I forgot completely about this, but if you guys remember, like, last time when we were looking at the BBS, the Shadowland BBS, there was a whole thing about the Emerald City Killer, or the Emerald City Ripper committing a bunch of murders and everything. That actually ties into the plot of the first Shadowrun Returns game, the Dead Man's Switch. Is that there's a serial killer going around that they call the Emerald City Ripper. The rabbit hole! I actually have karma I can spend, though. Let's see. I would like to get some biotech just because healing has seemed to be a thing that we kind of need. And pistols because we're kind of rolled into a combat decker, kind of. There's an arcade? Ooh, is it an arcade that takes 10,000 yen to play? The only active console in this derelict span of the U-Bahn is a platform is an old arcade machine. The CRT monitor set into the machine's cabinet glows invitingly. Cheerful, pixelated graphics swirl and dance on the screen. I guess we investigate. At the base of the controller panel, you find a cleverly hidden input port. The shroud is... The port is shrouded in black plastic and appears to be the approximate shape and size of a cred stick. Oh. Enter the cred stick. The internal motors grip the cred stick and pull it into the machine. It disappears into the port and the screen goes black. A moment later, the video fills the screen and the picture is dark and grainy. A far cry from the bright, colorful sprites that were previously inhabited on the display. On the screen is a dimly lit office. The place looks like it was pulled from an old detective movie. From the Venetian blinds on the windows to the great swaths of shadow that paint the walls black. Center stage, sitting behind the large mahogany desk, is a silhouette of an impressive-looking woman in a charcoal gray suit. The tip of her cigarette glows red in the shadows. She leans forward into the light. You catch your first glimpse of Alice. Is that her hair? Is she like half Hatsune Miku? Shows what you know. I'm actually a quarter Hatsune Miku. My bad. Her face is all hard planes and sculpted angles, with high cheekbones and almond eyes. Her lips are painted a frigid blue, but the look of her eyes is even colder. A head of lustrous black hair is interspersed with flowing streams of cyan light. Alice exhales a plume of smoke, then tips her cigarette into a nearby ashtray. She fixes her eyes on you, and her lips curl into a humorless smile. We're on your dime, friend. Tell me what you're looking for. Need you to find someone for me. Dr. Adrian Vauclair. She raises an eyebrow. The Dragon Slayer? Interesting. He's been missing for a long time. Yes, he has. The question is, can you find him? She looks you at the eye and the smile disappears. Her voice is all business. If he's out there somewhere, I'll find him for you. He could be living under an assumed name in the California Free State, and I'd still track him down. If he's not alive, I'll tell you where you can find his corpse. War decking. Speaking of corpses, Alice, I think I might know who you really are. Ooh. Do we want to play that game? Oh, this is a deep cut of lore. Oh? Alice leans towards you. Her smile spreads into a predatory grin. Do tell. Huh. Well, there was a member of the Echo Mirage named Alice Hafner. She died back in 2029 fighting the crash virus. Rumor has it, she still exists in the Matrix. Calls herself Alice, too. Yeah, the Echo Mirage team. This is a deep cut in the Shadowrun lore, but essentially when the Matrix was first created, it was in response to a virus that essentially destroyed the global communication network, brought everything down, killed a lot of people too. And the virus was so out of control that they needed to send in a team of specialist deckers to try to contain and stop the virus from destroying the proto Matrix, essentially. And they were called the Echo Mirage team. So this is saying that, like, supposedly she quote-unquote died, but the guess is the fact that she might be part of that legendary crew that was essentially ensured the fact that the Matrix would survive. An interesting theory, but I fear that the price to confirm or deny it would fall well out of your price range. Alice leans back into her chair. For now, let's get back to the business at hand. Let's. Alice steeples her fingers. All right, here's how this is going to work. When you give me the go-ahead, I'm going to start gathering information for you. Once I'm finished, you're going to bring me a cred stick encoded with the encryption key that I will provide you. That cred stick will have 50,000 new yen on it. When I get my cred stick, you get your information. This is the deal. Yeah, I'm not... I could try to argue with her. It's like, do you know what that kind of money can buy? Yeah, it can buy me the information I'm looking for. Price gouging? We're looking for something, some guy we haven't found in 20 years. I don't think we're in the position to negotiate over what the actual price of that is. It was 10,000 just to have this conversation with her. You got a deal. Okay, but remember, you say go and I go. From that point on, you're on the hook to pay me my fee. No turning back, no refunds. Are we square on this? Yeah, we're square. I don't see what choice I have. I need that info. To hell with it. I'll pay you whatever I want. Just give me Vauclair. Biz. Good. I'll be in touch. Screen goes black. Moments later, the machine reboots. The colorful sprites that you saw when you first approached the arcade cabinet return. There's nothing more to see here. Alice is gone. And we need to rack up 50K. Means we need to do some jobs. Hey, Paul. Half Lady Jacques Z. Did you make contact with Alice? Yes. She accepted your payment, and I ordered the search for the information we need. Very good. I can't imagine that this would be cheap. What was Alice's stated price? If you're right on that count, 50,000. He shrugs. It is about what I expected. Thankfully, we are prepared for this. I have established contact with a number of new clients. You can find the information on jobs logged into your mission computer. There's one jobs file is already on there already. While you are earning to work Alice's fee, I will continue to dig about clues on Fireschwing. If she is, in fact, roosting underneath Harfield Manor, then there must be some evidence to support this fact. A dragon is a large thing to hide. Just be careful, Paul. Remember what happened to Monica. I will never forget. Do not worry, Half-Lady Jack Z. I am going to be conducting my investigations the old-fashioned way. Through contacts and deduction and careful observation. I will not jack into the Matrix until the entire Sorry episode is finished. It's probably a good idea. Speaking of which, doing things the old-fashioned way, Mallet is working to recover the information off those other DVDs. It's a painstaking process and it will not be quick, but she is optimistic she will be successful in time. Finally, I have been checking up on our friend, the orc with the skin grafts. I haven't heard anything back yet, but I will keep you appraised as the situation develops. Sounds good, Paul. I'll go check on those jobs. Oh, one last thing before you go, Half-Lady Jaxie. Samuel Beckenbauser wanted me to pass a message to you. Do you know him? The orc who runs the shelter across the way. Don't know the man, sorry. Ah, well, he has a job for you. He wouldn't discuss it with me, but he promised it would prove worth your time. I'll keep that in mind. Alright. Let's go check my stash here, because I've got a bunch of stuff here I do not need. Like Bliss. And Hyper. And Nitro. And Jazz. And Cram. I need ranged combat 4 to get the Ares Predator? I thought I had ranged combat 4. Was it ranged combat 3? Okay. So now we actually get to do some jobs. Check the status of the Alice Fund. Jobs. View all pending jobs. The Humanist data steal. Samuel Beckenbauer has approached me with an offer for work. Apparently, an associate of his has learned some disturbing details regarding the Berlin chapter of the Humanist Poly Club. Disturbing details, really. Shocker. The Humanist Poly Club is essentially the, if you want to think of it as, it's essentially the Ku Klux Klan, but instead of being like race, it's species. So that instead of being against like non-white people, they're against elves, orcs, dwarves, that sort of thing. They're human supremacists. Oh, but someone's disturbing details about them. Shock. He would like to contract your team to investigate the rumors. Beckenbauer was unwilling to discuss the specifics of the job in your absence. He has requested that you speak with him in person at your nearest convenience. And the pharma cleanup. Here you will find the complete transcript of my conversation with, quote-unquote, Air Fox. The potential client. The job seems to be relatively straightforward and the payout is reasonable. One word of caution before you proceed, there are aspects of this run that you might find morally troubling. Be sure to read and understand the specifics of the job before accepting. If you do accept, you'll be expected to carry out the requirements of the job in full. After reading the transcript, you may choose whether or not to accept the job. If you respond in the affirmative, your client will be notified and will make all the necessary preparations. Herr Amsel? Yes, I am here. To whom I am speaking? You may call me Herr Fox. Very well. Please describe the work that you would like to have done. Straight to the point. I like that. Very well. I would like to retain your team's services to clean up a mess. Go on. My employers dispatched a team of operatives to conduct a quiet operation on a local sharing pharma AG lab. Unfortunately, they botched the job. The team was eliminated, but we have reliable information that one of the operatives has been taken captive. If this rogue agent were to spill information leading back to my employers, it could lead to a corporate war. A great many lives could be lost. My employers would like nothing more than to prevent such a tragic turn of events. Ah, so you wish to retain my team's services to tie up loose ends? Exactly. The captive operative is a rigger by the name of Thorvald Enstad. We need him neutralized before he can inform us to his captors. As Enstad and his team have already put the facility on high alert, stealth will not be an option. Your team will need to shoot its way in, eliminate Enstad, and exit the facility. A straightforward enough task, and well within my team's capabilities. What are you offering in terms of pay? 15K. The offer is non-negotiable. I mean, that's over a fifth of the way that we need to get to our goal. So the reprehensible thing is that we have to go in and kill someone who botched their job before they squeal. I don't know exactly that's how morally dubious that is. I mean, especially he was originally on a corp team. For one, what good is a corp team, really? What you need is you need a team of runners. People who know how to do their job. You send these corp teams, it's like they're fresh out of college. Their daddies got them jobs. They thought it'd be an easy peasy little thing. No, not gonna happen. Take the job. Now we have to go talk to the other guy who had the question about the Humanist Play Club. I also want to check on the status of that drone that we had Mollet work on. Got that drone fixed? Okay, so she's still working on the drone. No worries, just figured I'd ask because we got a job coming up. You're Samuel Beckenbauer. Oh! He's a lot nicer dressed than I thought he was going to be. At the sound of your approach, the orc turns to face you. He wears a severe expression, but there is kindness in his eyes. Guten Tag, dwarf. Can I help you with something? I heard you wanted to talk about a job. Ah, yes, I do. Thank you for coming so promptly. He takes a deep breath and releases it slowly, looking in the eyes. What do you know about the Humanist Poly Club? They're monsters. He nods. A label that I would not apply to many people, but the leadership of the Humanis are deserving of the title. They are corrupt, angry young humans. They corrupt angry young humans into bile-spewing hate mongers. Their rhetoric helped to instigate the Night of Rage. The Night of Rage? A worldwide race riot that took place in the February of 2039. Thousands of innocent metahumans were killed, beaten, and attacked. I read that in the wrong order. Still applicable, just... I mean, honestly, the way I phrased it was even worse, because that's sitting there just saying, like, they killed them and then attacked and beat them. Also, attacked and beaten seems to be redundant. No matter which order you do it in. Women and children were corralled into warehouses for quote-unquote protection and then burned alive when the structures were put to the torch. This is what Humanus stands for. This is the agenda that its leaders strive to advance. They will not be satisfied until all metahumans, everywhere, are driven from the face of the earth. Alright. But look, if you want me to go up against Humanus, it's gonna cost you. Yes, Amazel informed me of your business practices. Rest assured you will be paid. Now, can we discuss the details of the job? Absolutely, go for it. Yesterday, I heard one of my assistants talking on the comm. He was yelling, clearly agitated. I questioned him, and he confided in me. What he told me made my blood run cold. What did he tell you? His brother, Tuck, works for the smuggling operation based in Shatternest. Apparently, these smugglers have accepted a contract from Vokal Stahl. Stahl is a vicious ideologue and the leader of the Berlin chapter of the Humanus. The cargo that the smugglers are delivering includes a large quantity of an extremely hazardous chemical agent. Naturally, this fills me with unease. Whatever Stahl has planned, it cannot be good. I want you to infiltrate the smuggling operation and delivering the shipment. Once you arrive at the Humanus compound, you will find out what they're planning to do with the chemical and stop it. Yeah, but I'm a dwarf? What makes you think that they'll talk to me? Many of the smugglers are metahumans. If you travel with them, Humanus will allow you into their compound. The rest is up to you. Well, I mean, if they can get me through the front door, I could take care of the rest. Good, good. You have your reputation around the cruise bazaar. I knew you were the right man for the job. Would it be easier to hijack the shipment and why allow it to get to the Humanus compound at all? Because then you can't find out what their plans for it were. Like, yes, like, not having that would stop whatever plans it were, but without knowing the plans, they could just source the chemical from someplace else. But if you know what the actual plan is, then you can make good work to stop that plan. Let's talk compensation. I have contacted the sister organizations across Berlin and taken up collection. Between us, we have raised 22,000 new yen as payment. I trust this will be sufficient. I'm in. Excellent. I am relieved. This will make the arrangements for your meeting with the smugglers. Their leader is an elf who calls himself Maxim. Is he the son of Goofum? Maybe. Take the U-Bahn to the Shatternest, and you will find him waiting there. Best luck to you, Half-Lady Jack Z, and good hunting. Know that you are doing a great thing for the metahumans of Berlin. Your effort will not go unrecognized. Excellent. I'm just wondering if I need to possibly load up with anything else here. I've got a pistol. Got that. I kind of wanted to get this Ares Predator that I have in the stash to someone who can use it. But it's like locked in the stash. Well, maybe I'll just hold on to it until, you know, I can use it. I mean, I only need like one more level. A mission computer. Why does this still say I have something to do here? Inbox. We would like to arrange a meeting with you and one of our representatives. You will find him in the cafe nearby. His name is Luca Dwyer. You will be expected. We are expecting you. Come alone. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what... Because it keeps saying we still have, like, a mission thing on there, but... Oh, it's the raise 50k to sell to Alice, give to Alice objective. Okay, I gotcha. We gotta go, and there's another job we can get over here that's at... the cafe. Hello, Mr. Luca. Hope you don't mind, I brought my dog. Hey, so you're half Lady Jack Z, eh? Late Monica Schaefer's replacement. Good. You look the part. Let me get that down to business. My organization would like to retain your services for the indefinite future. But first, we're going to ask you to go on a trial run, an audition of sorts, to prove you are the right man for the job. Assuming that you are complete this trial to our satisfaction, I will then offer you a simple task. All of these should be achievable in the course of your everyday business. You will need to go out of your way to expose yourself to much unnecessary risk. For each task you complete, you will be rewarded handsomely, and there will be a bonus if you finish them all. Who do you work for? Where did you know how to find me? My organization knows everything worth knowing in Germany, including this small pond that is Berlin. It is in our best interests, however, to remain unknown to the world at large. For the time being, that is all you know. Sure? Good. Very good. Now, on to the task at hand. There is a man named Alshire. He is a senior management at Hermes Eurocom. He is a respected figure in the community. My organization also suspects him of working with pro-corporate extremists. These people are actively working to undermine the Flux state and pave the way for the corporate-controlled Berlin. My organization has no more desire. Oh, these people worked for with this is the revolutionary group that Monica worked with. My organization has no desire to see Berlin fall to the corporations more than you do. However, we are hesitant to act on suspicions without proof. That is where you come in. Okay. You will meet him with a team I've arranged for you, and with their assistance you will plant surveillance devices in his apartment. Take the U-Bahn to Frankfurter Tor and go alone. The rest of the team will meet you there. Okay. For a man of your talents, it should be easy. The moment you board the train to Frankfurter Tor, your test will begin. I would advise you bring what you need in terms of medical supplies and ordnance. Once you embark on your trial run, there will be no turning back. After you have planted the devices and verified that they work, come back to me and there will be a brief interview, a post-mortem for your run if you would like. And assuming that I am satisfied with what I hear, I must pay you your first stipend, and then we will discuss our future options. Best of luck, Half-Lady Jack Z. We will be watching. Okay.